So today we're going to be solving one-step equations. This should be review. Okay, shouldn't be anything new. And so if you look at the first one, it says solve the following equations. And so we have C minus 22 equals 54. And so what I need to do is solve that for C. And so how would I solve that? Yeah.
54 minus 22.
Plus.
I'm going to go ahead and undo subtraction. So remember, the way to undo subtraction is to add. So what ends up happening here on the left side is my negative 22 plus 22, that cancels. Okay, and so what I'm left with all by itself is C. On the right side, I have 54 plus 22, which is 76. And so that is your answer. Now, one of the things you could do is you could actually check your work, and you could plug 76 in for C in the original problem and see if 76 minus 22 does in fact equal 54. And it does. And so it does in fact check. And so with that in mind, I want you to go ahead and solve the following. 113 equals G minus 25. 113 equals G minus 25. Okay, so let's see what we got. And the answer is
Yes.
138. Nice job. Now this is how we got it. Okay, remember, in order to solve this, what we're going to do is add 25 to both sides. So if I add 25, I end up getting on the left side 138. On the right side, the negative 25, positive 25 cancels, and I get G. Okay, here you go. J minus 87 equals negative 3. And the answer is 84. Okay, now,
right.
for those of you wondering, wow, looks like with the negatives we kind of didn't do as well. What we need to do here is add 87 to both sides. So on the left side, those cancel, and I get J. On the right side, I have negative 3 plus 87, which is 84. So far, so good? Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this one. This one's a little bit different because it's, in the other problems, they all dealt with subtraction. This one says 63 plus m equals 79. Another way we could write this is m plus 63 equals 79. And that might be something that is a little bit easier. How would I solve that? Subtract 63 from both sides, because remember, subtraction undoes addition. So on the left I get m. On the right I get 79 minus 63, which is 16. So once again, what you could do is check your work. You could say that 16 plus 63, does that equal 79? And it does. And so we're good to go. So let's go ahead and look at another problem. Here you go. Okay, negative 12 equals p plus 16. Solve that for p. answer is negative 28. So let's go ahead and look at this. Okay. Here it says p plus 16. So what undoes the plus right here? Minus. So I'm going to subtract 16. Now whatever you do to one side, you also got to do to the other. So I've got to bring over a negative 16 over to the left. So if I take negative 12 and I add it to negative 16, you add those two, you get 28. They're both negative. So your answer is negative 28. On the right, these two cancel. So I get P is my answer. Negative 28 equals P. Okay. This one. Ooh. Yeah. So, how do we solve that? Yeah. What with reciprocal? You're right. Times it by the reciprocal. And so is it the reciprocal of 2/3 or 1/2? 2/3. Because notice here, I've taken 2/3 times Q. So I want to get rid of that 2/3. So in order to do that, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is what? 3/2. So now whatever you do to one side, you got to do to the other. So on the left side, what ends up happening is my 3's cancel, my 2's cancel, and that leaves me with?
1Q.
Q. Yep, 1Q. On the right side, I can't cancel anything, cross cancel, so I get 1 times 3, which is 3, over 2 times 2, which is 4. And so your answer is 3/4. So you can get fractions. Okay, let's try one. Ooh. Okay, 3/5 K equals 10. Now I will tell you right now, you're not going to get a fraction here. Okay. Oh wait, I take that back. Yes, you are going to get a fraction. Sorry.
Oh, man.
You are going to get a fraction. That was mine.
How do you put in a fraction on the expression?
The little diagonal sign.
See, I'm thinking I probably, you know what? Just a second. Just a second. Okay, I'm going to send it to you different because I don't think I gave you that. There you go. Okay, now what it's going to do is it's going to give you the texting feature. So how you enter a fraction is you're going to use the slash, which is right by the 6 key. Okay, you're going to see there's a slash there. Okay, right by the 6 key. So you're just going to do the numerator, slash, and then whatever the denominator is. I don't like this number. Leave it as an improper, yeah. Yeah, I think you have to hit it 2 or 3 times again. Now what you can do is get the numbers to lock so you don't have to hit them all the time if you hit the number lock, which is located on the bottom left. Should I start entering yours in?
Please hurry up. Nadia coughs.
Russian.
Please hurry up.
All right, so let's see what we got.
No.
So your answer, 50 over 3, you think that's right? Let's see. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that times 5/3 times 5/3. So on the left, they end up canceling, and I get K equals, on the top 10 times 5, which is 50, divided by 3. Very good. And you can't reduce 50 over 3 down.
So
That was the answer. Yes. Okay, now, this is, I'm going to go ahead and have you, let's do that real quick. Okay, just a second. Just a second, I'm going to try that again. Okay, here we go, now you should be okay. Now, a little bit on your expression, the bottom left button, you're gonna notice it has a little a, big A, a 1. If you hit that a couple of times, okay?
It still has it like this, still.
It's not letting me do that,
We
is
can
it?
just pretend there's a fraction.
Just a second, we'll go ahead and fix that. Okay, let's,
The ones are wrong.
there you go. So now if you hit that button on the left twice, it will lock it in on numbers so that you don't have to hit the numbers multiple times. So if you did, okay. What was this? Okay, so now go ahead and hit enter. Yeah, one of the things I can do is there's this is simple. Now it's on numbers. So now all you can do is just type in the set. Go. And do your addition. And that is wrong.
I missed that.
No, I thought N was
Come on, young dog, hurry up. Let's go.
Oh, she could take it back.
Because I knew that multiplying is reciprocal.
Undo. These are voice commands.
Oh, it's a heart. Hey,
That's a dub.
it's a dub.
Okay, so what do we think the answer is? -3/8, -8/3?
Oh, did you see mine? Mine's a -3.
Okay, let's see. So what did I multiply both sides by? 3/2. So multiply this over here by 3/2. So on the top I get 3 times -1, which is -3. On the bottom I get 8. So your answer should be -3/8. Okay? So now, your assignment. Okay, for
That's big.
Not really.
tomorrow's 18 through 60 the evens. Now remember, I'm going to be gone tomorrow. Okay, you'll probably have a worksheet or a quiz over this one-step equation process. So,
Mine takes
Aaron,
think about that.
Are you gonna be gone Thursday too?